Authority in Nigeria, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, for the second time in 5 years has intercepted and seized a deadly large consignment of illicit drug known as Captagon, or chemical courage that gives users apparent superpower to fight and stay longer for days or more without food. The illicit drug, which also helps users conquer the power of fear, was first seized in 2020 at Apapa seaport in Lagos by the Nigeria Authority, and in late April 2026, operatives of the agency again intercepted a consignment of the amphetamine substance in Kwara State. The seizure may have confirmed that Captagon, specifically known for inducing prolonged wakefulness and reduced fear, is now being actively smuggled toward conflict zones in the northeastern Nigeria that has recorded thousands of deaths since more than a decade. This, according to some public confessions that mentioned Captagon by name in the Lake Chad region. There is extensive evidence from captured fighters and survivors regarding the use of white pills and combat drugs to maintain energy and endure starvation. In line with this, confessions of captured Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa province, ISWAP fighters have detailed their reliance on drugs to sustain them in the bush. Accordingly, a 21-year-old former Boko Haram fighter, Ali Modu, testified about the group's systematic use of narcotics to manipulate and control its members. Ali Modu, who escaped in 2021 after years of being allegedly forced to fight, provided a rare look into the internal mechanics of the push, the psychological and chemical preparation required for combat, saying, "Drugs were mandatory before operations. They told us when you take it you will be less afraid, you will be strong and courageous," adding that without these pills, fighters felt too weak or fearful to engage in battle. That aside, some captured insurgents have described a cycle where drugs were once plentiful, but became scarce as military pressure grew, and during these times, they used the drugs specifically to numb the pain of hunger when food supplies were cut off for months. As supplies dwindled, high-potency drugs were reserved strictly for commanders and those actively heading into raids to ensure they didn't retreat. Survivor accounts, both former captives and civilian, frequently mentioned the zombie-like, or robotic, state of the insurgents, or the strange strength, which escaped women have reported that fighters would go for days without sleeping or eating proper meals, appearing hyper-alert and aggressive. Specifically, a reported drugged captive, a 16-year-old girl who escaped Boko Haram, testified that the Islamic militants would force drug girls when they started crying or showed signs of trauma to knock them out or make them compliant. The 16-year-old girl, Maryamu Joseph, held captive for 9 years in a Boko Haram camp within the Sambisa forest before escaping in July 2023, shared with the aid agency, Aid to the Church, in detail the horrific conditions and psychological control methods used by the militants, stating, "Whenever girls cried or showed signs of trauma, militants would force drug them to knock them out, or ensure they were compliant," while Captagon before was